History lesson from Civil Beat this morning about a dark chapter in America's past. Joining us over Skype is civilbeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Paul. Good to see you again.
Well, this morning, Civil Beat has more on the Hawaii connection to a widely criticized medical study. Tell us about that.
Well, it's really interesting. It involves the father of Senator Brian SCHATZ, IRWIN SCHATZ. Back in the 1960s, he was a cardiologist in Detroit. He was reading through a medical journal and came across this study on African Americans not treated for syphilis. Even though penicillin was available, he was outraged. The news picked up on it, and an Associated Press story in 1972 helped end that horrible practice. Brian SCHATZ today, by the way, he was born in Michigan, was not alive at the time, but he says that his father's very humble about it, doesn't talk too much about it, but the senator says it definitely influenced his own life of public service. We've got the story and interviews with both IRWIN SCHATZ and Brian SCHATZ on our website today.
Switching gears here, there's been a lot of talk about reducing the state's dependence on imported oil, and one of the ways is turning to biofuels, but there's concern that could cost us even more. Why?
That's correct. Well, Hawaiian Electric, the challenge here is that they are locked into contracts with local biofuel companies. They have to pay a fixed rate for that fuel to have electricity. The challenge here is that you could also produce electricity at cheaper rates through other sources. Hawaiian Electric, even though they are committed to bringing down fuel costs, will not tell us how much it's going to pay those biofuel companies for their fuel. So a concern that those rates may not come down as easily as Hawaiian Electric hopes.
And speaking of cost, everyone complains about those costs, but we didn't see much complaining or even much of a fight from the counties over the cost for police.
That's right. We're talking about the union contracts for SHOPO, the police officers, over the next years. It's going to be a big pay raise for them, costing us hundreds of millions of dollars. We reviewed the arbitrator's decision. It turns out the officials really didn't push back on the negotiations. They could have, maybe bringing those costs down for us. We can tell you at least one Honolulu city official feels that she wishes the city had another shot at that contract.
And finally, everyone knows hangovers are the cost of drinking too much, but now a new study says that's not all of the cost. How does Hawaii rank when it comes to the cost of overdrinking?
Thank you for letting us do this one this morning. It's something I think a lot of people can relate to. It cost us $639 per capita because of excessive drinking. We're talking about loss of productivity, we're talking about accidents and crime and things like that. How does Hawaii rank? Actually pretty good. There's only a few states that do better than us. Alaska came in dead last. Their per capita cost nearly twice as much as Hawaii.
I'm glad you looked into that drinking story for us there, Chad there. Chad Blair with Civil Beat. Thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. And don't forget, you can find the complete stories we just talked about on civilbeat.com.